Sorry about that. I just, man, it's been a while since I've done this. So welcome to the iRacing Sim Series channel, where today we kind of make our return back. It's been a while, um, and I do have a few things to kind of say as we make our return back into the iRacing kind of world. First thing I do want to say is if I do start feeling bad, it is because today I was diagnosed by my doctor that I do have fifth disease, which is a disease that can get you rashes, and the symptom that I'm mostly feeling is body aches. You can have random body aches, and they hurt insanely bad. So, um, that's what's happening with me. If I kind of go quiet for a bit, it's because my back is hurting by a lot. But otherwise, that is that. So, uh, let's go ahead and let's get on with today's race, or well, today's practice. As we just now, we kind of started right on time. What is my? Let me just change my number real quick so that I don't have anybody's, just in case. Because I 50-50 shot that I have it. Um, so yeah, so that's what's been happening with me. And then of course we're waiting to see if the NASCAR next gens are going to get added on. I don't have any other information along with that. Um, so far, it is a pretty high priority for most people, but that is about that. Welcome in 8K and Mullet Man. Welcome in. And of course, we will also be redoing the 6 hours of Daytona. So if you guys want to, try to do anything for that, maybe get yourself signed up. Uh, you can always do that as well. So everything is getting loaded up now. Trading paints. Go ahead and go over here. And of course, I've kind of had a charge more towards racing, because I did go to the Texas Motor Speedway race, which it was fun being there. Of course, a lot of people hated the All-Star being there. I do have a few things to say about that if anybody does want to debate me on this, but overall, it was pretty fun being there. And iRacing is about 25% loaded here, so it'll just be maybe a few seconds. Now keep in mind, all of this is from Long Beach, which did happen quite a bit ago. I'm going to try to get more energetic as we start getting these cars in and start running them at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Um, that's another thing that I just want to clear up. Another thing for fifth disease is you kind of have, you're very tired. I've been sleeping way more, not as energetic, so I'm going to try to be energetic, but we'll just see how much I can give. And Connor will be here soon to help me on this. And so now iRacing is getting ready to get loaded up.
There is a tornado watch, so I am in my basement. What's up, guys? Not watch, warning. The signs are going off. And I'll play Gran Turismo 7 though in a second. Oh, I swear. Every time we do this, it's a fucking tornado alert. Yeah, for. Hey, what fuck? Wait, oh, I'm in the Air McLaren. I forgot. Wait, did you say 5 or 7? I always forgot. I always forget that. Cam will get fastest, I would assume. No, he's not. I thought he would have got fastest, actually. Times are actually pretty close here, as we're only within 7/10 of a second. On the leaderboard, I don't know how much that goes down, but 7/10 is not a lot, so it's definitely be some pack racing during the 500. Yeah, definitely. They're trying to get some data for the 500 here to see what line is going to be best behind another car, and what would be a good move to make into turn 3, turn 4, turn 1 or 2 to get the win or just get an extra position in the race. Yeah, those lap times between Connor and Camry are really close. That's within, like, I don't even know what a good analogy for that. That's like, that's so close. Like, it's like less than like an inch, let's just say. That's a hard analogy to make between those lap times because they're so dang close. Just two fast cars there, Arrow McLaren and I believe a Chip Ganassi car, if I'm correct. Oh, I didn't even know Camry's number, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, the Long Beach race really did end pretty bad for that number 19 as they wrecked out. No, didn't wreck out, but just wrecked and lost tons of positions. So they're hoping to get a good Indy 500 so they can turn that team around and get some good finishing results and some money to support that team. He definitely will, because the Dirty Air's can slow most of these cars down here, and then they're going to let Just Con tag onto the rear wing of, I believe, who's in the 60? I can't remember, but it's been a while, so I don't really remember any of this. Yeah, definitely Just Con will catch up sooner or later, unless he pulls into the pit lane. And look at the run he's having right now. He could go for a move into turn 3, and he will. These runs with the draft in the slipstream, really, really good. It's like you're trying to race your dog in the backyard. They're just so much faster than you, especially if you're fat. As you can see, they're not using push to pass on that times. So they could be using push to pass. I don't know if they were farther away than the car in front, but they weren't using push to pass that time, so. Cars going around 230 miles per hour into this corner on average. It's really insane. As we'll see higher in qualifying for sure. So.
Yeah, and I just realized on the actual live stream, my mic has been muted this entire time, so isn't that fun? Just figured it out. But there's the 27 of Cam. He's trying to make his way up there, which is really interesting. Even while in this pack, he's still running 6/10 back on Connor. And talking about Just Gone, if he's going to make it in, well, I'd say he's within that drafting range now.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said with the Dirty Air that you guys didn't hear that are watching.
No, they could hear you. They just couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay. Well, then, like I said with the Dirty Air, the Dirty Air is just like, it will kill you in the corners, but the draft will take you in the straightaways. But really, the straightaways aren't that good with the draft. It's really based off the corner and how you get the corner good. That's why you always see the leader stabilize the lead in the corners, I'd say.
Yeah, so here's Comrade once more. He's trying to get a good lap time in. Now, of course, take a look at the rear wing and how much different it is from Long Beach. These rear wings and these front wings as well are designed to get as least amount of drag on these cars as possible.
Yeah, but obviously you need some drag so you don't go too fast in the corner and can't make the corner. That would not be good at all. That's why, let's just say it like Iowa and Gateway, they have those like road course looking spoilers, but they still have low downforce in the front.
Yeah.
Speaking of low downforce in the front, with my comments on entering corner, when you're in the drafts, like how this pack is currently and how all the other packs are, you're gonna lose tons of front downforce when you're behind somebody and getting all that dirty air. You'll just lose the front turn, the front downforce, and the car won't be as stable as just running by yourself or running towards the front. As you can see, 8K going to the pit lane right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting for 8K. Coming into the pits. He's done 15 laps today, which is very good for him. He got a lot of data. Of course, that's a lot of data for Errol McLaren. So he's able to come in and go ahead and do whatever he needs to do to that car before he heads back out.
Comrade, who was around 15th to 16th in the early stages of this practice session, 7/10 off, is now P4 and 2.78 off of the leader, Connor.
Yeah, and I also
Pretty good
want to
improvement there.
talk about this. Here's Juan. He's ran the least amount of laps of anyone today. This is his 9th lap of the day. So Connor has done over double than that now. So very interesting to see Juan kind of come in later in this practice, but it's an hour and 14 minutes still left, an hour 30 big practice. There's a lot of laps that can be turned here today.
Yeah, there for sure is. You can basically use all of your tire sets for 2 practices in the session if you want to go get all of the data right now, which is not the best idea because you want some other weather considering the circumstances on race day. But you can for sure do that and just learn how to drive the track as of right now if it's going to be like this on race day. So you can see this number 60 going to the pit lane.
The 60 and the 51 both going in. They both ran some pretty good laps. Both of them, Joscon running 19 laps and Citrify running 15. So I think that Meyer Shank racing car definitely can, get the data a lot faster than for say that Rick Ware Racing.
Yeah, because obviously Joscon's P11 right now. Citrify's in P6, 5 positions.
Yeah, and actually, we do have a few cars into the pit lane. Citrifari, Chris, Joscon, Mullet Man, and we do have a car leaving the pits right now, and that'll be 8K coming back out.
Connor's putting in some series laps here. He's already put in 21, I believe. He's really putting in some data for Errol McLaren compared to 8K. 8K's probably just trying to find a new setup here, as he does not look like the fastest car today. Not by any means, especially when your teammates topping the boards in the early sessions every weekend so far. Long Beach, he did the same thing, led the session in the beginning and fell off later, or just couldn't make a lap time.
Yeah, and I mean, keep in mind this is going to be the second race of the IndyCar season, so still a lot to talk about, still a lot to figure out. Of course, we're going to have multiple practice sessions here leading up to the big day on Saturday. But definitely going to be very, very kind of close between the Aero McLarens, of course, as both of them have 100 ratings. So hopefully those two can battle it out here pretty good. But right now, it's kind of interesting to see how they can separate in the draft, but also kind of stay close. Actually, let's go to the blimp cam and see if we can see it just now heading down the front stretch. That is 8K. There's Connor, and just behind them will be Cam. I mean, let's see if we can see it any better on 8K's car in that number 5. Here he is, and I mean, it's not a big difference between him and Connor, in the perspective of how fast these cars are. It's not a big, absolutely massive gap, but it is decent sized.
Here you see just kind of coming to the pit lane. Had a great race at Long Beach. Just didn't turn out the way he wanted to. Strategy really messed him up. He gained about 20 seconds or so. Had 2 pit stops and everybody else had 3, so he still had to do a pit stop. Everybody else got their pit stop under caution. He decided to stay out. Good move, right? He gained another 20 seconds, but then another caution came out and he's basically forced to pit.
Yeah, so that was Long Beach for JustCon. But he can definitely still come back in the season. And I mean, there's still a lot of hope for that number 51.
Yeah, the 51 has not lost anything. It's just one race. I mean, if it's like 5 consecutive races like that, then maybe you should start washing out. But as of right now, that team should not be worried. They should be going for it all right now. As I would say they're a bag marker for the most of the season.
Yeah, but honestly, I do believe that 51 still has 100%, so definitely will be interesting to see him. Maybe trying to battle up towards the front. Maybe he can the Indy 500 win. I mean, we can only speculate for now, but it does look like that number 51 of JustCon maybe can't find the speed right now, but we'll definitely find it a bit later in the session. As here
Watching
is
8K get into Moltman's draft.
And this is just kind of to watch the gap right now. We're riding on board the number 28 DHL. Kind of AutoNation Honda. So, as they're going down the back, look how big the gap is, but that number 28 still having to punch the hole through the air, and that number 8 can kind of just follow in.
Cars are so technical nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at that rear suspension as we're going down the front stretch. It is very bumpy. Take a look at that 8 closing in quite a bit as we enter into turn number 1.
He's probably going to make a pass into 3 and 4 is my bet, but look at the amount he loses into 1 there. And now let's see how much he loses into 2. He is falling back right to the same position he was last lap.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the dangers of dirty air here at Indy. You have to try to make a car that can survive the dirty air, but also can, you know, live the draft and just punching the air hole. And I mean, as well, this is a spec series. You don't get to modify anything but your suspension and something else. So, I mean, there's a lot of development that can still maybe go on. But there's also not a lot as well. As Connor makes his 28th lap of the session, he will be coming around this time to do his 29th.
A good session for the McLaren boys, obviously. AK's come up the boards and passed Comrade there. They found some pace there in AK's car, so wonder what new tires would do for Camaro as Connor Camaro, whatever, will do as he seems to be coming down pit lane. As yes, he will.
28 lap first stint, and now we'll bring out the question: well, who's gonna set the most laps here? As currently everybody looking to be under 28. Only person that can beat that right now would be Cam and Tub. And as Connor will get on his 29th, Cam on his 28th. And, I mean, very impressive run. And actually, Water on his 29th right now as well. A very impressive run by the number 7 on those tires. Now, the only question is when we start to see that number 26 come in. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see that 7 come in for maybe 2 minutes, kind of take a look at the data, then head right back out.
Yeah. Because obviously you want to make as many laps as you pretty much can before the end of the session. You want to have the best opportunity to win a race every weekend. And obviously Arrow McLaren knows how to do that. They're gonna put both of their cars out and try to win this thing.
As this is going to be one of the best moments for you to, you know, try to be able to go out there and figure out what your car's like and all that, as this is such an important time for these testing. The track is going to kind of change conditions throughout it. We're already seeing the right side rubber throughout these corners, but at the end of this, it's going to be all black. You're going to see nothing but black just because, or at least on the racing line, because of how much rubber is going to get laid down by all these teams and all these cars.
And it's supposed to rain before the next session, so all that's going to be gone. All of it. None of it will exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sad because we are not going to see any session have the same rubber put down, since there's going to be pop-up showers all weekend long. So none of those rubber will stay there, and the entire track will be cleared green before session. So we can't really see what some people got with you know, just more rubber, I guess.
Yeah, and that number 26 was slow. He was running Actually, no, that was just a little test run for him to kind of test out his pit limiter, get out of the pits, and come right back in. So, I mean, I thought he got hit or something happened, but I guess not. And here's Cool Car Guy. I haven't really talked about him today. He's down in 10th, 4/10 off of Connor, who is the leader. Cool Car Guy has set 28 laps here today, and actually, the person that has set the highest amount of laps here today will be Water. He has 1 over Tub. Which is fairly interesting to see the guy that is in dead last have more laps than the guy that's in first.
Well, that team's not really good. I mean, this is supposed to be a powerhouse team, but they've not showed any pace with that number 12 IndyCar, so they're going to have to figure something out with him sooner or later, because he's not been on the pace all season or just in any of his racing series, like the Nascar series, or hell, even the Formula Indy series when we did that.
As now here's number 14, a Florida boy, all the way back down in 11th. I think Florida has kind of started to show that he could have a competitive car, but I mean, getting passed by Connor right now doesn't seem like it. And like I said, Connor's going to go into the pits, get maybe some new tires, go right back out, and start setting fast laps. And I mean, just the speeds that these guys have, it's incredible. 357 kilometers per hour into turn 1, which is about to 240. I mean, just take a look at that number 7, Aaron McLaren. Very, very fast down the backstretch here. And we do have about equal cars in the pits as we do out onto the track. Some of the most notable people out on the track will be Connor, Nascar fan, Citrifari 8K. I do want to say Juan, and Tub is out there trying to get him some more laps in. And here's Water again. I think he's doing the same thing as he did last time. And take a look at the 48 of NASCAR fan as I saw him going around the outside of the 14. 14 is in this time, and the 26 is actually out there trying to set a fast lap. NASCAR fan goes to the top of the charts faster than Connor by 18 thousandths of a second. New leader here will be NASCAR fan. New, and he's a rookie to the NTT IndyCar series, but it's going to be interesting seeing him maybe come in here, try to, have a chance here, maybe winning the Indy 500. Citrifara on his way out, Comrade on his way out, and here comes Water down the front stretch. He is having none of that by the 48. He's trying to get back up there. And that causes the 48 to go way wide. Water, not improving on his lap time, of course, being back there. It definitely does not help. But now that he's in front of it, that could make it a lot better. You see the 508K, he's side by side with the number 3. He will succeed off of that battle. Let's go back to number 48. As he just got past Water once more. But Water's not going to have any of that down the front stretch. He's going to want to get right back to the start. And Water's going to want to get ahead of him. And actually that 48 is going to pull in. So that's not going to be an issue for that number 26. As now you see Connor passing Comrade. Two guys that I think have a very good chance at winning this race. And they are pretty even too. Conrad can run the high side very well, but Connor can run the inside even better. Here comes Florida Boy coming out of the pits. We could have ourselves a little 3-car pack going on. 3 wide here at Indy. Indianapolis is now, that 14 is going to drop back just a little bit. Comrade not able to make the high side work in 3 and 4. Here goes Comrade down to the inside, and that's a dive, and the 7 gets loose on the high side. That'll slow him down quite a bit, as the 14's going to be able to get by him now. So he got quite loose on the high side, Connor did. And that is big. That's going to show him where he can't run with this car. Now I'm going to go back. Let's take an instant replay on this. And they're side by side. Take a look at this. Comrade just edging out in that corner. They're 3 wide heading into entrance. He has to check if he's clear. He's clear. He goes right down to the bottom. Running right on that curb. Goes right back up to the high side. And, I mean, you see he has to let off. He has to try to save it. And Comrade goes in that time. And now Connor back into the lead of all this, as very interesting things happening right now. Let's take a look back at 8K in that number 5 heading down the front stretch. Chris, 8K, and a 3 of Cool Car Guy all in a little pack together. But I think I do want to take a look at this number 7 as Florida Boy. We'll get back to the top and Connor leaves. I hope everything is good on his side with Tornado watches. And if you are just joining us today, I want to welcome you into the iRacing Sim Series. And there we go. So the stream quality should be getting better now as I just upped the bit rate on it. So hopefully it should come through a bit clearer now. We may need to... Yep, there it goes. So it is going to come through a little bit clear. Let me try to make that a bit better for you guys. But this is where you can either be the fastest or the slowest here. And boom. So the quality should be getting even better for you guys. As now, here at the IndyCar series, we want to welcome you in to IndyCar Indianapolis FP1. This has been a long stream already. 57 more minutes to go. And a big pack forming with that number 27. So the 5 is also in that 8K. He's pretty close to Comrade. This Comrade can make a move at any point. Look down the back.
Ha, ha. What's up, y'all? It is Camaro, your favorite commentator, and I'm the only one here. Currently, it seems. For some reason, having a moment where I can't hear him. But I'm playing Gran Turismo 7 right now. So, if you want to play with me, and you have PlayStation Plus, and all that crap, you know, say something down. I'm mainly looking at Kevin right now. But he for sure is not here. Yeah, nobody's watching. But basically, go fuck yourself. Because nobody fucking likes you, you little faggot ass bitch. What the fuck? Water? Was that like right now? Oh.